Hey Fit Fam, how's it going, y'all? It is Coach Paul coming back at you guys with another trainer tip Tuesday. All right. So for today's topic, before I have once covered on some split squats. All right, and that was just basically on a basic level as far as being flat on the mat. All right, now going into the split squat today, I want to cover on a rear foot elevated. You would probably see that in the gym as RFE, rear foot elevated. All right, so literally it's right there in the terms, right? Our one leg is going to be elevated on a kickstand level. So that meaning we're going to be either on a stepper, and that can be adjusted accordingly to a height. Okay, but to keep it all in a general consensus though on that split squat, you just want to be sure and be mindful of that. When we perform a split squat, okay, it's an isometric move, meaning we're going to be isolating out that single leg, whether it's a right or a left leg, but either way, it's going to be singled out to be working our major muscle groups there, working the front of our quads there, and working the back of those hamstrings. And yes, it would get into the glutes as well. All right, every single area of the legs there. All right, now I'm going to show everyone as far as without a weight and then performing with a weight. All right, so this is kind of close to a Bulgarian split squat. You may hear that term out there. It's just that puts a little bit higher with that. But nonetheless, the basis on this rear foot elevated split squat. I'm going to be holding a kettlebell for all intended purposes on today's lesson. But nonetheless there, fam, all right. So when we set up on a stepper, what you want to think about where your stance is going to be at. You don't want to be too far front and you don't want to be too far back, okay? So how do we find that stance? First things first, we're by that stepper. We think about one step foot forward. Bring that back leg up. You're going to place the front of the toes there on the stepper. You want to be sure that we are aligned where these hips are aligned for the heel, or my heel is aligned with my shoulder, and the toe is aligned in with my knee onto that shoulder, okay? Now thinking about on this leg there, intentionally I'm pushing off this front leg. We're just thinking about relaxing, loosey-goosey that leg there. Now here, think about dropping that back knee straight down. Making sure this front leg there has all that weight focus on it. My knee's gonna stay in line through that middle toe. As I'm thinking about, I'm gonna be an elevator, fam, all right? We're going down on the descent like so. When we come back up, we're ascending. You notice a straight line with that back leg at 90 degrees, okay? Now, I want you to really think about the right, the elevator, yes, straight up, straight down, right? Because typically what we can kind of see or some common you can say faults on these, all right, is you'll see a client, I'm gonna set opposite leg there, get some even work there, right? Now, before I even go on to the weight there, you may place at the edge of stepper or even at the very top. Personally, I prefer to step at the edge there, so that way I know I am putting that minimal amount of pressure on this back leg. So again, as I set up on this stance, I'm gonna take about 1 to 2 little hops forward, because that's how I'm gonna find my stance there. But nonetheless though, fam, again, think about that vertical, ascent and descent. So I'm dropping this back knee straight down, but all my weight stays focused on this lead leg. I'm gonna feel this quad, I'm gonna feel the hamstring. As I drive up, I feel the bottom of the glute engaged there. But if you notice, the common fault, like I said, pushing backwards like so, what that does is pushes me off balance and puts a lot of pressure on my back leg in the front of that quad. We don't want that one working. We want this one to be the main guy that is working, all right? Or a gal, I shall say there, all right? But nonetheless though, we want to make sure our hips, we're not too far forward. We're going to slightly roll that in. You feel this glute engaged. That's how you know the hips are aligned through that shoulder with that neutral level, okay? We're making sure our core is braced. Want to breathe in down, straight line, and we're exhaling to that top half. Without a weight, you're using that opposite hand to kind of propel yourself up, or even in the center and maintain that balance. But as you notice as well from that side facing view, I'm not directly all the way vertical like a stick. No. All right, there's a soft bend in the knees there. My hips are forward, my glutes engaged there. And again, a slight lean forward is going to put all that tension, all that friction, all that resistance on this working leg, pushing up. Now, another thing to keep in mind, want to make sure that your foot is flat as possible on this floor. I know we have our feet in these shoes, but nonetheless, we should really think about grabbing that floor, okay? You gotta really use every single toe in there, okay? Because that big toe is gonna actually help activate and engage the glutes as well with those tiny little intercostals and those hip flexors, all right, fam? All right, now, from that side facing view, show without weight, gonna go into the process with a weight now. So another good way you can think about finding your stance, you can sit down on a box, right? If this was higher, it'd be a lot more feasible, okay? But nonetheless, I'll put my one leg out. I'm gonna stand up from there. This is going to be my stance because now, as I add my weight, I am going to place my foot. You see that? Perfect already. I'm kickstand, I'm aligned, robo track with this shoulder. I'm gonna switch this weight over to the inside. I put my forearm on here just to brace myself, maintain my balance. Now from here, okay, if you were to drop down on the floor, you will see that we're at 90 degrees here. You'll also notice as well, add that slight lean forward with that, and you'll see that my knee is not tracking past my toes, okay? Now from right here, again, this is if we drop down to the floor. That's not ideal though. We wanna be sure in this bottom position. Again, slight lean forward, my hips are rolled in. I feel that left side of my glute activated. Elevator, I'm descending straight down. I want to trace this kettlebell on the inside or align with my calf or my shin. And as you drop down, you want to take a peek. You can see that kettlebell is trying to right there align with my heel. Right, so that front leg is getting most of that work there. There's about 80% of my weight focus on that lead leg there. 20% on that back leg because obviously we need some support there, right, fam? Now, just to switch things up, show you from this front facing view. All right. Now, this is where you're gonna see all the alignment from that front facing and how we're gonna keep some balance there. All right. Now, I'm gonna work my opposite leg there because obviously we want some even work there, right there. Now, as I set up on this stepper again, imagine I sat down, I took my foot forward, I'm placing my foot on this box. You see from the front facing view how I have my leg, toe, knee, all aligned to the inside of that shoulder. Same goes to the opposite leg, elbow track with this shoulder. Now, again, dropping straight down, my knee is 90 degrees, put my hand on the brace. I'm gonna breathe it in, draw that hip forward. Whoa, I feel that glute engage that right side. I'm dropping straight down, taking that kettlebell towards the back of that heel, keeping my shoulders and my hips squared. I'm not lifting my hips open this way, or am I overturning this way? I wanna make sure I'm as squared as possible as I am dropping straight down. And ironically, what is the shape of the elevator? Right, rectangle, square, so therefore, square that body up. Hit the descent button, and then we're taking it to the top level. All right, gotta have fun with that. But either way, breathe them in, breathe them out. All that focus on that lead leg. I'm making sure my toes are really dug into my shoes. I'm grasping that as hard as I can as well. I'm making sure that I am leading with my shoulders back to where I'm not rounding forward. Proper posture, show you again from the side facing view. Switch that leg up, find my stance. Again, you notice shoulder, I roll that back, I engage that lat to keep this kettlebell nice and aligned with that back heel. Step forward, what did not feel right. Again, kettlebell, go towards the back heel. We want to make sure, I want to show this one more little tidbit here. When we're dropping down, I want you to be sure there, ladies and gents, when we're going to our descent, this knee, the challenge is, do not let it go too far out. Don't let it cave in. You want to be sure this kneecap is about in line. That mid toe. The entire time. It's like a workout myself there, right? But nonetheless there, fam. All right, on that Trainer Tip Tuesday, remember, with this isometric leg work here, we're working on the balance on this single leg. We're working on the stability within our hip flexors, especially the isometric hold on a single leg as we are descending and ascending. It's gonna involve all the major muscle groups there. We have the knee pain, lower back pain, all right? Well, it kind of comes from weak hips there, weak glutes there. This elevated split squat here is gonna do you wonders and miracles. Not only just to like tighten, tone, and shape up on our glutes there, but it's also gonna help strengthen them. So when it strengthens them, it helps eliminate all that lower back posture there or lower back pain. And also when I said posture, what I mean is you'll stop doing this number, push it on purpose, you'll naturally tuck in and have those hips aligned, all right, fam? So that's split squat. Again, it can be formed with a single weight or a double, but that is for another day, all right, fam? Hopefully this helps out. I want you to remind y'all and keep in mind those sticking points, okay? Back foot, 20% of that pressure. Lead leg, all pressure. Legs, toes, line with the shoulders, regardless, left and right. You wanna make sure hips are squared, shoulders squared. You're dropping straight down, okay? If you had your hands in front like this, your palms, your fingertips right there by those heels, sliding forward, never all the way vertical. It goes to the back leg, actually hurts the hip flexor. I don't like that at all. So keep that in mind, all right? We're line, we're dropping straight down. All that weight focus on that lead leg. You wanna feel that quad, you wanna feel that hamstring, you wanna feel that glute. If you don't feel those areas, you might be doing it wrong. All right, so ask for some help, all right, fam? Elevated split squats, rear foot elevated. Hope this helps out. Let me know what you think, fam. Try it out in the next session. Have fun, knock it out, be safe.